Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a book review on the collection of poems by Rupi Kaur, which is Milk and Honey. This book was released back in 2015 and it was not only a New York Times bestseller, but it was also Rupi Kaur's first ever book. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Milk and Honey, I'll read the synopsis for you on the back. And it is, Milk and Honey is a collection of poetry about love, loss, trauma, abuse, healing, and femininity. It is split into 4 chapters. Each chapter serves a different purpose, deals with a different pain, heals a different heartache. Milk and Honey takes readers through a journey of the most bitter moments in life and finds sweetness in them, because there is sweetness everywhere if you are just willing to look. As the synopsis states, the book is broken into 4 different parts: the hurting, the loving, the breaking, and the healing. And this book, it explores themes of femininity, heartbreak, love, coming into oneself, and abuse and trauma as well. One thing that I did love about Rupi Kaur's poetry was that it was very simple. It wasn't too flowery or too symbolic all the time. So that was something I really loved about it, and that also makes it more accessible to a wider range of people who aren't looking for something really hard to digest that they may not even understand. So I think that is something that's really good about this book, and it's also makes it more accessible to younger people, late teens, mid to late 20s as well. I also really loved the chapter breakups of the poetry. I really liked that it gave it a more of a story feel and not just a collection of someone's poetry that they liked and put together. It gave it an actual story, a narrative that you could follow through all the way to the end, and it kind of gives you, during the healing chapter, it kind of gives you a closure to the book. And another thing to mention is that throughout the book she has a lot of different illustrations that she's done. So for example, on just this page has this little illustration. She has a lot of different really beautiful illustrations throughout the book. So many that I really wish that I could just buy some of the illustrations for myself as well. And then specific poems where she talked about things like self-love, femininity, like being your own self, not comparing yourself to the conceptions of beauty that are always around us trying to get us to conform. I think those are really her strongest poems that she has in the book, and the ones that I love the absolute most. So one negative that I would say about this collection of poems is that I love that it was broken up into 4 chapters, but I did at times feel as though it wasn't always cohesive. Like there would be various poems throughout that I felt like didn't really go with how the narrative was going. So that would be one negative I would say, but that's really a small negative anyway. So would I recommend Milk and Honey? I would recommend Milk and Honey to anyone who loves stories about femininity, positive body image, about love, about loss, anyone who may have even gone through traumatic or abusive situations and feels like books and writings are a way for them to cope. I would definitely recommend that to them. I don't think this would be a good book for anyone under the age of 16, probably. I wouldn't recommend for them. But other than that, I would say if you have the time, definitely go out and check it out. It only has like 200 and something pages. It's a very quick read. So yeah, so that's my review of Milk and Honey, and if you've read this before, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you liked it. Would you recommend this book? If there's anything that you didn't like about the book, let me know. And let me know if you do go out and buy it, and come back to this video and let me know how you liked it. So I'll see y'all later.